So when we think about marketing in our patients and how do we create an emotional connection, it takes a moment. It takes a disruptive catalyst, and we can do it at any time. So this is going to be a little bit different, hopefully. We're going to get the good stuff, the stats, the case studies. I'm going to show some videos. But I'm going to ask you to actually respond and connect with me from time to time, like that clap. I'm going to give that clap a C. I think that that clap was okay. I think that we could clap better. I think that we could have another disruptive catalyst. I'm not going to make you clap now. I got a smile there. To get more people from over there in here wondering what's going on. Because that's an emotional connection. Specifically, from my own point of view, I've been dealing with a chronic condition for about 20 years. And when I was first diagnosed with my chronic condition and people would say, Jim, how you doing? I'd say, good. How are you? And then when my body started to go numb from my chronic condition and people would say, Jim, how you doing? I got great. And I'd even say, you can't hurt Superman. And then when I started to walk with a limp because paralysis started to take over parts of my body, and people would say, Jim, how you doing? When I started to take jobs and get into the workforce, people would say, what happened? I'd say motorcycle accident. Some people remember that here that I've worked with. Now, what is that? That someone with a chronic condition feels they have to do that. Is it shame? Perhaps. That's a state of mind. It's a terrible one. But it's a survival mode. It's a survival mode that has people saying, I'm good, that allows them to get through something. But when it lasts for 20 years, there needs to be something else. There needs to be a disruptive catalyst that sparks you out of that. We find to get to hope, we need to make a real human connection. We need to make an emotional connection. We need to make people feel like there's more. And we often do this through stories and storytelling. I've tried to tell a few stories here to create connection, just to show what that does in a small environment like this. But in the world, and what we've found ourselves, is that when we create these stories and we start to tell them in a meaningful way, it creates hope. So, typically people use their own case studies from their own companies for this. I decided to use Diamond Dallas Page. Does anybody know who Diamond Dallas Page is? One person back here. Maybe you recognize him here. Diamond Dallas Page in the 80s and 90s was a professional wrestler. He was a king at the diamond cutter, and he was amazing at creating an emotional connection with his fans and his audience. He was just amazing at it. But after many years of being a wrestler and destroying his body and just getting older and not being able to do his profession anymore, DDP, Diamond Dallas Page, became a yogi. And he became a yoga instructor. And that's him in the older picture as a yoga instructor. And specifically, he created something that's called This Ain't Your Mama's Yoga. And about 4 people bought that video. I think he taught 7 to 8 people in person how to do a downward dog. But it wasn't until he met Arthur that his business really expanded. And I tried to get DDP here today, but he wouldn't come. True story. So we have this opportunity to experience, to actually live bold, and to do what the speaker on stage tells you to do. Or you have the opportunity not to, and to sit in your seat and to leave those doors thinking, boy, I could have done more. Who's with me? Give me a hands up. Whoa, not bad. We got about 80%. Okay, everybody can do this. It's going to change your physicality. It's scientific. This is for science. You know, you've all, right? This is for science. Count of 3, you're going to clap wildly. When the music starts, you're going to put your hands above your head and scream. Or cheer, whichever you want to call it. Okay? Can we do this? Can everybody do this? It's going to change your state. Ready? And then we'll end. But we won't end that quickly. So, clapping. 1, 2, 3. Clapping wildly. Woo! Come on! Please sit down. I just want you to really take one. Congratulations, you just got emotional at DTC. You just got emotional at DTC. Congratulations. Second, take stock of your body right now. Is your heart racing a little bit? Are you feeling awkward? Because you should be. Did you just disrupt something that perhaps you have a new path because of it? Yes. So congratulations for that. Key takeaways: be real, be human, because we're all human. It takes vulnerability. That's not easy. Emotionally connect. Find what emotion you have in your marketing. Find the key moments, like Andrea said. Create a human connection. Because it's not just important for us as people that are creating this stuff. It's important for the people that we're showing it to. And if you do that, you're going to have better health outcomes. We could potentially change the health of the world. That's it. Thank you very much.